Vani Gupta, and we're joining you live from the CNN News 18 Federal Bank Primetime Studio. The love jihad debate is back in Uttar Pradesh. UP Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Amendment Bill 2024 has been passed in the State Assembly. The amendment of the previous law now provides for harsher punishments of life imprisonment in love jihad cases in the state. Stressing that the existing provisions were insufficient, the Yogi government tabled this amendment and the UP Assembly has now passed these that provide for a life term instead of 10 years imprisonment and a whole host of other changes. While the BJP has welcomed this move, opposition led by Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party especially has called this out as a move to keep communal politics burning in the state, especially given what happened recently as far as the general election results are concerned. Now, there was a time when such a law itself was vehemently opposed, and some sections continue to do so. International forums often misquote these laws to suggest that there is sudden increase in religious intolerance in India. The reality, though, is that there are far too many cases of fraudulent identities being used coming to light. Surely, it is no one's contention that men should be able to dupe women by concealing their real background and identities only to marry them, then forced to convert them or make their lives living hell. But is life term needed for this crime? Will this act as a deterrent that is much needed, or is this draconian in nature prone to misuse? We'll take that to our guest joining us in just a bit. First up, let's tell you what changes are being made as per the amended law. Like I said, under the UP Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Act 2021, sentences for violations ranged from 1 to 10 years. Now, if you're convicted, you can get a life term. Another amendment is the act that previously only the victim, their parents, siblings or close relatives could file a complaint. But now anyone can alert the police, can file a written report with the police, and it will have to be looked into. The Yogi government has further strengthened this anti-love jihad law. There are some other provisions that have been amended. For example, doubling of penalties for previously defined offences. Another addition in the bill includes rigorous punishment for those found receiving money from a foreign or an illegal institution in connection with unlawful religious conversions. Under this law, no bail will now be granted for any offence. In fact, applications for bail will not be granted unless the public prosecutor has had the chance to submit their case. And cases will be heard in sessions court or higher only. The love jihad law has further sparked a political debate with the opposition up in arms against the BJP government. Let me just quickly paint the picture of what the back and forth politically has been as far as this case is concerned. The opposition has accused the BJP of diverting from real issues and not doing anything on unemployment or paper leaks, for example. The BJP in its defense says that the government is only trying to protect women and other vulnerable people from being forced or tricked into conversions. The opposition alleges that the law is discriminatory towards a particular community. Of course, the Yogi government rejects this charge. The opposition has also accused the BJP of engaging in negative politics or communal politics on this issue. BJP has slammed the opposition parties for spelling this controversy or conspiracy in the law. They say the opposition does so because it is steeped in appeasement politics. The big question, as I said, that we ask is whether a life term is going to be a true deterrent, or could this actually become prone to misuse? Is adding a life term for a crime like this draconian to begin with? That's coming up.
ये सरकार महिला सुरक्षा के प्रति पूरी तरह गंभीर है।
वो यही चाहते हैं कि हिंदू मुसलमान का झगड़ा रहे, इसी तरह की ये विवादों में उलझे रहें।
मेरा मानना यह है कि इस तरह के जो कानून हैं उनका कहीं ना कहीं दुरुपयोग होता है।
Let's go across to our guest joining us. Charu Pragya is spokesperson of the BJP. Rashid Sharif is president of the SIM PLB, South India Muslim Personal Law Board. Satya Mule, advocate in the Supreme Court, and Vikram Singh, former DGP UP, is also joining us. I want to begin with Charu Pragya because the charge is going to be the regular charge that BJP governments face, that you do this particularly, one, to appease a section of, vehemently anti-Muslim, right-wing constituents of yours, and secondly, to particularly target youth of a certain community. Charu Pragya.
Good evening, Shivani. I think it's unbelievable that some people would think something like this, which comes in as protection for women being duped, for women being fooled, for women being wooed by men who make their identity seem to be something that they are not, who lie about their name, who lie about where they come from and what religion to belong to, could be deemed as something which is about appeasement. This is not about appeasement. It is a section which only and only deals with protecting women and their families against people who are out to do two things. One, they are lying about their names, their identities, and two, the entire thing is done only with one motive, and that is religious conversion. And I think protections do need to be built in for this.
But do you need
this
life
law is not
imprisonment
new.
for that?
The
Wasn't
amendments,
10 years enough? What is the message that is being sent with a life imprisonment?
So, Shivani, here it's not merely about somebody fooling a woman or her family with their identity. It extends to far more. It extends to murder, it extends to torture, it extends to a situation in a girl's life where there is no escaping for her. And we've seen time after time multiple cases. In fact, let me give you some data with regards to this. 427 cases were registered in less than 2 years alone. And this is an old law. Like I said, it was originally passed in 2020. 833 arrests had been made. In fact, in 185 cases, victims have confessed in front of the courts that they have been forced to convert, and they had a problem with it. See, forceful conversion cannot exist in a society that is deemed secular. Our country is for everyone. We are a government which talks about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. And when we say Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, we cannot have the majority religion being duped continuously and repeatedly on an offense which all of us have identified, but very few want to speak out against.
Okay. Rashid Sharif is also with us. Rashid जी, सवाल तो ये बनता है कि जो ये लॉ है उसमें किसी धर्म की बात नहीं की गई. ये लॉ सभी धर्म के लोगों को इक्वली अप्लाई करेगा. लेकिन ऐसा क्यों कहा जाता है कि जब ये लॉ बनता है या इस लॉ में ज़्यादा प्रोविजन दिए जाते हैं कि ये एक कम्युनिटी के खिलाफ है? वो एक कम्युनिटी के खिलाफ ही क्यों लगता है ये लॉ?
ये मैडम इस वजह से लगता है कि ये लोग जो लॉ लाते हैं वो हमारे खिलाफ ही लाते हैं. आप देखिए, आप कन्वर्जन की बात कर रहे हैं, आप धर्म परिवर्तन की बात कर रहे हैं, आप कौन है बताइए? आप जो जबरदस्ती से है सो आप कन्वर्जन होता है, धर्म परिवर्तन होता है, आज की डेट में बताइए. अरे पुलिस है, अगर कोई जबरदस्ती करता है तो पुलिस है.
तो उसी के लिए तो ये लॉ है. पुलिस तो लॉ के अंदर काम करती है ना. पुलिस तभी एक्ट कर सकती है जब कोई सेक्शंस अप्लाई होते हैं. तो अब ये जो शादियों वाले केस जो आ रहे थे, बहुत सी ऐसी स्टेट्स हैं. बाय द वे, लेट मी जस्ट से फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ आवर व्यूअर्स, देयर आर एक्चुअली मेनी स्टेट्स दैट हैव एंटी कन्वर्जन लॉज. Anti-conversion laws of the kinds due to fraudulent means or allurement, money, etc. States like Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh have had them for decades for various reasons and nobody has objected. The controversy only began when states like MP and UP started bringing these laws where marriages fell under these provisions. That if you married someone and forced them to convert, then those laws were strengthened. And if you duped your partner by concealing your real identity, that became for some reason controversial. I don't know why that's controversial. It should be illegal to begin with. But Rashid ji, आप अपनी बात कंप्लीट कीजिए. जो आप कह रहे हैं कि पुलिस है इसलिए कोई इलीगल कन्वर्जन या जबरदस्ती कन्वर्जन नहीं हो सकता, ऐसा नहीं है. हमारी सोसाइटी में बहुत सारे ऐसे केसेस आते हैं और बहुत सारे केसेस हर स्टेट से आ रहे हैं. लेकिन पुलिस तो तभी एक्ट करेगी ना जब कोई प्रोविजन होगा. तो ये लॉ उनको प्रोविजन देता है एक्ट करने के लिए. आप पुलिस स्टेशन में जाके कंप्लेन कर सकते हैं.
शिवानी जी, सिर्फ धर्म परिवर्तन का ही नहीं है. ये लोग, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि इस्लाम से डरते हैं. ये लोग इस्लाम से डरते हैं. आप देखिए मदरसों की बात, आप नमाज की बात, आप अजान की बात, आप हिजाब की बात, ये जितने भी मुद्दे हैं ना मैडम, सिर्फ डर की वजह से है. वरना आज के डेट में 2024 चल रहा है, ये कौन जबरदस्ती किसी को कर सकता बताइए आप. और कोई अगर चाहता है तो कोई आप रोक भी नहीं सकते उसको. अगर कोई चाहता है कि अगर धर्म परिवर्तन करना, आप रोक भी नहीं सकते उसको. क्या करेगा कानून?
ऐसे बहुत से केसेस आए हैं जिसमें महिलाओं के साथ रिलेशनशिप बनाते हैं लड़के, अपनी रियल आइडेंटिटी नहीं बनाते. और ऐसे केसेस आए हैं. ये अगली रियलिटी है, बट ये रियलिटी है जिसमें मुसलमान लड़के हिंदू बन के लड़कियों के साथ रिलेशनशिप करते हैं, फिर शादी हो जाती है तो उसके बाद कहते हैं कि आप अपना धर्म बदल लो. तो क्या ये गलत बात नहीं है?
बिल्कुल गलत है. ये सिर्फ हिंदूस में नहीं हो रहा, ये मुस्लिम्स में भी हो रहा
जी.
आप सिर्फ एक तरफ अपन बात नहीं कर सकते, अपन दो तरफ की बात करेंगे. यहाँ पे ये भी हो रहा.
तो फिर अच्छी बात है ना, ये लॉ तो दोनों तरफ अप्लाई होगा.
हाँ बिल्कुल. कौन बता रहा कि अच्छी बात है? बिल्कुल अच्छी, मगर आप टारगेट मुसलमान को करना ये गलत.
मुझे समझ में नहीं आता कि टारगेटिंग की बात कैसे आती है. जब कोई चीज सब पे अप्लाई हो रही है तो टारगेट कैसे हो रहा है कोई. चलिए मैं इस सवाल पे वापस आऊंगी. चारू, प्रज्ञा वांटेड टू कम इन वेरी क्विकली एंड देन आई विल गो अक्रॉस टू आवर अदर टू गेस्ट्स.
Yes. No, you know, it is rich the way this panelist is speaking, because honestly he is protecting someone who feels the need to lie about his identity. अरे कहाँ का प्यार है भाई, अगर नाम ही आपको झूठ बताना पड़ रहा है. कहाँ का प्यार है जब आप झूठ बोल बोल के शादी कर लेते हैं और उसके बाद उस महिला को टॉर्चर किया जाता है, उसको मार तक दिया जाता है अगर वो कन्वर्ट करने को तैयार नहीं होती है. तो मैं माफी चाहती हूँ, आपका जो ये एक वन साइडेड व्यू चल रहा है ना कि सड़क पे नमाज पढ़ना भी अलाउड होना चाहिए, लाउड स्पीकर भी चलने अलाउड होने चाहिए. अगर आप इस देश को सेक्युलर बोलते हैं तो सूडो सेक्युलरिज्म की यहां पर बात ना करिए. सबके लिए वो ही कानून है. और बराबरी की बात जब आप करते हैं तो बराबरी क्या हिंदू लड़कियों के लिए नहीं होनी चाहिए जिनका कोई बेवकूफ बना के उनसे शादी कर लेता है? क्यों नहीं होनी चाहिए मुझे बताइए. झूठ बोलने के लिए सजा नहीं होनी चाहिए, किसी को जबरदस्ती किसी और धर्म में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए सजा नहीं होनी चाहिए. शिवानी, वेरी रिसेंटली देयर वाज अ केस ऑफ अ गर्ल हु वाज ड्यूप्ड under false pretenses with false identity. She was married to a man who were later revealed to be a Muslim, and when she was pregnant he told her that you have to convert, and otherwise it's the same kind of threats. And I can go on and list like not dozens, hundreds and hundreds of cases where girls have even lost their lives for love jihad.
Okay, well, love jihad is a term that was initially opposed because that suggests that this is happening only one-sidedly. Now some people do insist that yes, this is a trend, and this is a trend not just that is happening randomly, that there is an organized issue behind this. So there are layers after layers as far as this issue is concerned. But whether you call it love jihad or you call it concealment of identity or fraudulent conversions, the basic issue is the same. It is women and their cases that have come to light, and it shouldn't be anybody's contention that they shouldn't have some protection against this kind of, you've already got in our new IPC and CRPC provisions which allow women to even file cases when there is a false promise of marriage. Forget about false identity. But let me just go across to, the former DGP in Uttar Pradesh, Vikram Singh. Just in September last year, there was a case from Aligarh. A man married a woman under the guise of being Hindu, forced her to convert, tortured her, initially posed as somebody called Gappi but revealed his true identity as Azim Hussain Khan, mistreated her for religious practices, eventually drove her out with their daughter, and she documented the abuse which led to his arrest. So there is a certain level of empowerment that women are feeling because of these protections provided. But Vikram Singh, is a life term necessary?
Shivani, listen to me very carefully. This problem has assumed epidemic proportions and it is akin to an organized crime. And we have something like this as an organized crime. The manner in which this has developed, and you very rightly mentioned, it is religion neutral. And those who decide to criticize the law, not a word of condemnation in respect of those who are accused of this crime or those who perpetrate this crime. May I know why? What is this misplaced compassion for those who are accused of them? They would condemn the law, they would condemn those who are making the law, but not a word of condemnation of those. Because this malady is not restricted to India or UP alone. This is a problem that has happening in Birmingham. There are grooming gangs operating in Birmingham, Germany, in Sweden and wherever. Now coming back to UP and India. This has assumed epidemic proportions and therefore you have absolutely to be come down with an absolute no-nonsense attitude. Under these circumstances, they say, ऐसा कहर आया कि आशिक इश्क भूल गया. Unless that message is there, whether it's life imprisonment, attachment of all property, movable and immovable, and give a lesson of a lifetime to these predators and perverts. I say predators and perverts, and it is religion neutral. Anyone
But sir, in your experience, does a harsher punishment act as a better deterrent or faster, faster completion of the trial and sentencing?
Harsher would be synonymous to a faster and expeditious trial, and certainty of punishment is the biggest deterrent. शरीफ साहब की इत्तला के लिए अर्ज है कि ये किसी की नफरत की बात नहीं है. जो गुनहगार हो उसके बारे में एक लफ्ज अगर आप नुक्ता चीनी का कह देते तो हमको बहुत इत्मीनान होता. लेकिन असलियत यह है कि हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने जो फरमाया है कि किसी को तकलीफ न हो हमारे कौल और फैल से, वो हमारा फर्ज है. लेकिन हमने ये देखा है कि कैसे कैसे दूसरों की जिंदगी के ऊपर हराम कर दें, चाहे वो जिस तरीके की बात हो. मैं ज्यादा रोशनी नहीं डालूंगा, होशियार को इशारा काफी है. चारू जी ने उस बात पे बहुत रोशनी डाली है. माई ओनली सबमिशन इज that we should be not intellectually dishonest. Those who criticize the law are intellectually dishonest. They don't criticize, they don't condemn the crime, they don't condemn the perpetrators, but they criticize the law and those who make the law.
Yeah, this also reminds me, although it's not a direct corollary, but it reminds me of what the UP government tried to do recently with the, a mandatory disclosure of the names of the owners. And for some reason, even in that case, it was suggested that it's discriminatory only against a particular section or a religion. When you do that, when that is your first argument, there's almost an acceptance of the problem that is the underlying problem. But we don't want to address that problem
Shivani, supporting a particular group is a fixation and a fetish. Supporting a particular community has almost become a fetish and a fixation, and I will stop at that.
Yeah, it shouldn't go beyond what is civilly acceptable. We cannot have cases like this. For example, Satyamule, in February 2023, there was a case of a woman called Chanda Singh, a widow and mother of 2 daughters, reportedly trapped by Arif Hussain, who took on the identity of Guddu Singh, strangled Chanda to death after she refused to perform namaz. This incident is from UP's Kaushambi. Now, it is I'm not suggesting that, these are widespread cases, but even if there are cases of these kinds, 10 a year, there is a section that is then required. All of this began, mind you, not from Uttar Pradesh, but from Kerala, where Christian groups raised the issue of love jihad first and foremost, and there's a long history of those court cases as well. Satyamule, these laws themselves have been challenged. They seem to be working in most BJP-ruled states as of now. In Uttarakhand, MP, and in Uttar Pradesh, BJP governments have brought these specific laws, which also bring conversions through marriage under their purview. Like I said, forced conversions have different laws in other states as well. Do you foresee any challenges on the basis of the constitution to these laws or to even life imprisonment that has been added as a clause now?
Absolutely not. In fact, some of these laws of some of the states have already stood good on the test of the constitutional provisions. Let us look at Article 25, which provides the freedom to profess and practice the religion of one particular choice. Well, if we have to interpret it, then we can also say that this particular freedom does not include right to convert somebody else in the form of influence or through deceit, or what we can call a technical term that is proselytize. Now, having said this, gaslighting and all these things have already been classified as crimes, heinous crimes under IPC and our new BNS. Now, if these particular acts are crimes, then if those crimes are committed to achieve the objective of marriage, which is a fraudulent contract in this particular situation. Second, sex, which is again a crime under Section 69 of BNS, and conversion, which is nothing else but a cultural and religious rape. So this is forceful conversion. Having said this, this particular law is not violative of Article 25, which safeguards everybody's right to practice a religion. When this particular provision is there, it is the duty of the state to protect the gullible victims so that they don't stand to get converted either
But
by
do you
deceit or by force.
Do you foresee misuse of this law, which is the biggest opposition that is coming to light? That, you know, now anybody can file a report and the police will go and check on it. Once you get arrested, there would be no bail provisions for you. Some of the provisions have been made too stringent.
Well, absolutely not. In fact, I would want to address the issue of fast track justice. Well, when there is a provision that the bail cannot be granted without hearing the public prosecutor, it definitely provides the possibility to the accused that he can produce the particular complainant and say that, look, we are living happily together and our marriage is successful. Therefore, there is no need for a particular prosecution and so forth. So there is no need to worry to somebody who is having complete love or somebody. In fact, I would want to go to say that if the path to love or path to marriage goes through conversion, then this particular conversion is an act of malafide.
The other thing also is that actually the new BNS also has a provision that can be seen as a protection for women who are duped in relationships and marriages.
Yes.
As far as the identity of the man is concerned, particularly for conversions, because there is a section 69, whoever by deceitful means or by making promise to marry to a woman without any intention of fulfilling the same has sexual intercourse with her, such intercourse not amounting to the offence of rape shall be, I think there is imprisonment or of 10 years plus
10 years,
fine
yes.
that is applicable. And here deceitful means includes inducement, false promise of employment or promotion, or marrying by suppressing identity, which makes it similar to some of the state laws. All right, let me go back.
There is an important thing that I would like to highlight.
Can I
Yes,
just come in, Shivani?
Charu, I'm coming to you. Yes, Satyam, very
countries
quickly.
like Iran, which is a country which is having a majority religion in itself, has a law which is anti-conversion, and the penalty for somebody who does this kind of an act is death penalty. Complete death penalty. We can also talk about other countries. It's not just India. These kind of anti-conversion laws are present in more than 25 countries in very strict forms. Bhutan, Nepal, our neighbors, they also have these kind of laws. Nepal has a punishment of direct deportation for any missionary or any conversion.
Yeah, for some reason, only in India we carry that extra burden of being too secular than even the secularists. Charu, I'm going to come to you in just a bit. But Rashid ji, I just want to understand from you one more time. When जब भी कोई लोग बोलते हैं ना कि ये जो हो रहा है ये हमको टारगेट करने के लिए हो रहा है, ये जो हो रहा है ये हमको टारगेट करने के लिए हो रहा है, तो ऐसा लगता है कि वो चोट की दाढ़ी में तिनका वाली बात होती है ना, कि एक ही कम्युनिटी को क्यों इतनी घबराहट हो जाती है, या उनके जो ठेकेदार होते हैं उनको क्यों इतनी घबराहट हो जाती है, मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड को इतनी घबराहट हो जाती है कि हमारे खिलाफ ही लॉ बन रहे हैं.
नहीं मैडम, कोई घबराहट की बात नहीं है. बिल्कुल नहीं, एक मिनट सुनिए, ये घबराहट की बात. और पहली बात धर्म परिवर्तन की मैडम, हमारे पास यहाँ पे जबरन कुछ होता ही नहीं. और जबरन हम इस्लाम में कोई अगर आ रहा है, कोई कर रहा है तो बिल्कुल गलत कर रहा है। उसको इस तरीके की हरकत करना नहीं चाहिए। इस्लाम अगर कोई इस्लाम जान के कुरान को पढ़ के अगर कोई आना चाह रहा है, वेलकम है। क्यों जबरदस्ती कोई भी करेगा? और जबरदस्ती हमारे इस्लाम में बिल्कुल जायज नहीं है।
बट आपने मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया ना। अगर कोई कर रहा है और उसके खिलाफ कुछ एक्शन हो सकता है तो गलत क्या है, चाहे वो हिंदू हो या मुसलमान हो या कोई भी हो?
बिल्कुल मैडम, आप देखिए, आप अब हमारे बीफ की बात है, हर जगह हिंदुस्तान में से बाहर जा रहा है, मगर यहाँ नहीं खा सकते आप। यहाँ पे बोनाल फेस्टिवल चल रहा है हमारे तेलंगाना में, हर मंदिर पे लाउड स्पीकर लगा हुआ है, हर जगह धूम धड़ाका चलता है, आवाजें आती है, मगर यहाँ पे यूपी में मुसलमानों के मसाजिद पे अगर लाउड स्पीकर लगा, हमारे योगी सर बोलते हैं कि 5 साल तक सुन लो, उसके बाद ये खत्म हो जाने वाला। इस तरीके से बात करते कोई? इस तरीके का सीएम होता है? अगर सीएम है तो सबको लेके चलना सर।
ओके,
सबको लेके चलना सीएम।
ओके, वैलिड क्वेश्चन चारू प्रज्ञा, आई जस्ट हैव इनफ टाइम फॉर यू टू रिस्पॉन्ड।
Yes, I have many responses to that, but I don't want to get into the details of loudspeakers because they have been taken off temples as well. There is a sound decibel which is allowed, there is a timing that is allowed in, and if you want to break the law, you have to face the consequences. That being said, let's come back to the discussion, Shivani. First of all, let's remember that any punishment, it is stringent because it is supposed to be a deterrent. So only those who are breaking the law are going to be scared of a strict punishment. आपने कुछ गलत ही नहीं किया तो आपको सजा से डर किस बात का?
No, but there's always a danger of misuse. No, Charu, there is a danger of misuse, particularly if the police is bound to act on anybody's complaint.
Can I? So there are two parts to this, and I'm glad that this problem is being identified as a problem first. This forced conversions, concealing of identities. If we don't identify the problem, that's the first step towards solving it. We have to identify it to solve it. This law was very much needed. And the second thing is, any law in this country can be misused, Shivani. A law for murder, punishment for murder could be misused, rape could be misused. So are you trying to say that because we are scared of a law's possibility of misuse, that law should not exist to protect the innocent? No. In fact, I think the deterrent in every single crime needs to be so strict that people shake out of fear and they don't want to do that crime at all.
The good thing is, which I agree with, that there was
about your identity, you don't need to lie.
No, there was an insistence that such crimes don't exist. At least we have crossed that hurdle where today I don't think people can with a straight face deny the reality of fraudulent relationships by concealment of identity, and particularly religious identity. Mr. Singh, I have 30 seconds for you, sir.
Shivani, as I totally agree with Charuji that yes, loudspeakers have been taken out both from temples and mosques. There's a decibel deadline also. And the uniform application of rule of law. You have display of names that is religion neutral. This law is religion neutral, but even before that law is faithfully implemented, there is a scare, and there is also a scare phobia to create an element of scare. Would you not know that the so-called action and the accused belong to a particular community? If 90% of the accused belong to a particular community, don't you think there is a problem? And that problem needs to be addressed. And you really have to have a deterrence so that you give exemplary punishment to those who do not observe the rule of law. और मौलाना साहब की इत्तला के लिए अर्ज है कि वाकई जो साबित कदम है आपकी तरफ पाक और साफ है, उन्हें डरने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन जो गुनहगार हैं उनको खौफजदा होना ही चाहिए. Thank you.
And if there is a problem, if there is a pattern, as you very rightly said, the right thing to do is to accept it and work towards ensuring that that pattern doesn't grow. Brushing it under the carpet doesn't work. I do thank our guests for joining us. Charu Pragya will continue to be with us.